Well, Legend ZA has been out for a while now. So me being the sprite guy and also beating the game in a single setting, the only option left was for me to remake them in the Gen 5 style. So let's get into my reactions and sprites I made for them. Be sure to hype the video though. To finally add some order to my coverage of the game, unlike I did with my ZA playthrough, I think it would make the most sense to start with the 9 new Megas that were revealed before the game's release. And my quick opinions on them before any reaction clips I had from the ZA stream. Can't have too many of them on the internet. First up, Dragonite. Despite it having the pressure of being the first ever new reveal for the game, and the official 3D render for it having weirder wings than the ones you can get at Little Caesars, I'd say the design does the best it can with what it's got. Like with many other Megas, it seems pretty common for the forms to take elements from previous stages. So Dragonite having a pearl on the tail and wing ears makes sense thanks to Dragonair having the same. But we're here for the animated sprites instead of textbook 5th grade analysis. So how did the sprite turn out? Detailing the process quickly, then skipping it later due to it being quite similar for all, the basic idea was to take some references to the side, such as the render, screenshots, and the official sprites of Dragonite, sketch out the body shape and refining it when it looks good, then playing around with colors and sampling the Gen 4 sprite. Which finally led to the important part, animating. Basically just splitting up the sprite in separate parts and putting each in their own layer, animating them per frame and repeating that until it looks like you're ripping off the style. Does the trick, I think. But in general, despite liking the regular Dragonite more, even if I know nostalgia is blinding me, Mega Dragonite still has that charm that puts a Pokemon fella in the B tier. Yes, it's a tier list once again. Sue me. Actually don't. You will think Tier Maker is filling my pockets with all the tier list glazing, but I'm piss poor. So... Mega Victreebel, huh? Turns out the internet was more normal about it than I expected, so I guess the world is healing at least a bit. Even if it's just reducing the freak level by a smudge. Besides the weirdly dark detail of it choking itself with its vine to not let the poison spill, I'd say that Victreebel was a great precursor to the surprising amount of whimsical mega designs we got later. Same whimsy applied to me making the sprite, which basically boiled down to big circle plus Victreebel details plus 2.5 hours equals Gen 5 Mega Victreebel sprite. For the same reasons, it's a B+ for me. Even if it is the second design that didn't feel like the reception was overtly positive. I think they still made an easy layup for Hawlucha to sweep. Cause like, it did. Is Hawlucha peak? Hell yeah! Is Hawlucha a Gen 6? And it's ridiculous that the Yancy was the only one up to this point with 1? Hell yeah! So did it get 1 and a great Mega at that? Say it with me. Hell yeah! I'd yap more about it, besides saying thank god they didn't keep the texture on the gold from the trailer, but we already know it's S tier. So let's give more time to ones that got mocked by it instead. What's... Oh... Yeah... Right. My body reminded me that actually Hawlucha and the others suck major ass. Like, worse than a ×4 weakness to bug type of ass. Why? Well, we got not only another Gen 6 Mega, but for the top G Malamar especially. Like, it's so good that I'll make the sprite for it right now in a few seconds instead of hours for the others, and show it right now. Cool, right? Yeah, okay, it looks like the spinal nerve system and serving Megamind vibes is awesome, but we all know it's Malamar, aka Triple S tier, even before this video started. Well, did I finish talking about Hawlucha? Oh, yeah, it's... What's the Malamar tier? I gotta stop staying up late to play this patch. Actually, speaking of staying up late, like Stealth Rocks being set up to that week's sleep schedule, in a random direct where probably not many expected to see new ZA content, let alone 5 new megas, I, while keeping in mind that I have university studies and responsibilities in between all of this, now needed to also make sprites for Mega Chestnut, Delphox, Greninja, Mega Pikachu 1 and 2. I mean, Mega Raichu X and Y. Well, at least someone was happy about them, for different reasons though. So, what was the hardest thing about them? Oh no, it wasn't making the sprites. They turned out pretty well actually, as you can see. The hardest was seeing that I won't be able to use Mega Delphox or Chestnut on my playthrough. Either way, after milking them for some social posts and short views, I casted them to the insert the ntth PokeTuber sharing his opinion in a basic tier list dimension. With those sprites being done, there was little time left until the game's release. So when it came out, boy, did learning there were 19 new megas that will need to be sprited stung like a bit. Basically, since Legends ZA releasing on October 16 was a worse timing than I expected even 2 weeks before that, the only possible way I could have had time to beat it was, well, streaming and beating it on one sitting. So after starting at 6 PM on Thursday and fighting through to the next day's 5 PM before needing to leave and completing the game on Saturday within the remaining 2 hours. Check out my video on it if you want to see how a zombie playing Pokemon looks like.
You got the megas over?
But after a day of rest and schoolwork being somewhat finished, it was time for me to remake them all. Though, to keep the pacing sane, unlike me in the second half of the stream, let's go in order of first to last new reveals for the sake of the reactions. Like, for example, what up, Mega Drampa?
Drampa is in the game. Wait, does he have a Mega? Yeah! Mega Drampa! What the fuck? Wait, Mega Drampa? What the fuck? Holy fucking shit! That is fucking awesome! Wait, what the fuck?
Now, despite it being kind of ironic that it was one of the last sprites I made, yet it was the first one I saw in the game, it's less ironic both in terms of design and sprite form, since it's still just a normal dragon type. However, in my opinion, it's the perfect trendsetter for ZA, giving most of its new mega slots for Pokemon that actually needed them. So for that, and a great design in general, Mega Drampa gets A+. After getting as hype of a design as the hype you should give this video, up next was the correct starter option, Meganium.
Okay, Mega reveal, Mega Meganium, come on, please be sick. Holy shit, it's fucking fantastic! It's like so snug, it's like a big scarf, and the colors.
Now yes, for the most part the only changes are the open-ended pant things on its legs and way more neck petals, but sometimes the best designs are the ones that pull off the less is more motif. You know, not ruining what's already perfect, but improving upon it instead. So for that, best glow up and all that. Speaking of glow-ups, the balls to do a second electric-type streamer e-girl specialist right after in the next game was not only crazy, but then managing to pull it off was great. The duo mega reveal was kinda crazier, however.
How do you look? Okay, big arms, bigger claw marks. Holy fucking... Is that chainsaw, man? Wait, I don't know what to feel. I don't know what to think. Okay, when he folds up like that, that looks awesome. It looks like a transformer that, you know, instead of, you know, shifting around parts, it's just one big, like, shell splitting up. Go. I mean, I like the, like, core, middle Eelektross. I don't want to say what it looks like, but you probably know what I think it looks like.
Okay, Gen 5 deservedly getting more mega designs is understandable, it's the best generation after all. Mega Excadrill and its drills being longer than it though? I don't know, fam. Same about Mega Eelektross and not knowing what's going on there. But I think it's best we save our innuendos for another day and place it in a nice all-rounder B tier after learning the side chicks switch between plus and minus on their mouths. But using the best convenient plot device, Ivor, for a segue in this script too, we and the gang continue to streak of peak Gen 5 representation with an unsuspected heterochromian representer.
Jesus fucking Christ. Now, what the fuck do I even say? That looks like you gave it to, Lovecraft, yeah. He was like, dude, like, I'm dead. I'm in the fucking grave. I don't know what is Pokemon, but like, yeah, sure, let me have a crack. And that's what he made.
Call me Ronald McDonald the way I'm loving those golden arches. Alright, I think it's maybe dragging on a bit in terms of pacing, so let's just speed it up and put the next 6 in one quick clip. See what I did?
Wait, okay, even more epic. Wait, Mega Falinks? Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy, Samsung Tag S5, Z Flip, flipping out because this is... That is, I don't know, the Garden Gnomes and Gravity Falls type shit. Honestly, I fuck with it. Sick.
So, as someone who always liked how Falinks' soldier designs looked individually, yet seeming kinda goofy when all put together, the way they come together as a Megazord of sorts, and having the smallest one in the middle holding the heaviest ones, is just something you really won't get out of any other design, and is the peak of that aforementioned whimsiness we got in ZA. Yet, despite the glaze, it's still just an A tier for me. Great improvement of form Falinks, but sad to know it'll never evolve again. But in terms of evolving, holy hell, I did not expect for Skarmory to get one of the best megas when coming into this game. Pause.
You can't fuck up Skarmory. There's no fucking way you're gonna fucking... Okay, please be fucking good. It's a fucking chocobo. We yesterday visit to the nail salon. God damn. Oh my god, it's destroying me.
Now, Chocobo recently from the nail salon, I think speaks for itself, but yeah. Skarmory finally got a point over Corviknight, even though it just means we have 2 S-tier metal birds now. Same goes for not expecting that anything Barbaracle related will get anywhere close to A tier.
Well, Barbaracle? Fuck you mean? Holy shit. That's like a Persona enemy. It looks out of place. Yeah, it feels like a Persona boss or an enemy. And I fucking love that. Like, in a Pokemon format. Yeah, like, Lovecraftian horror.
Honestly, in my opinion, this is one of those instances where the sprite kind of doesn't do justice to the design, but I'll rather just leave those opinions up to you, since, well, I'm probably kind of biased and all that. However, among all the rogue battles and story events, we got introduced to one of many great characters in the game, going by the name of Cornbean. Yeah, that's it. But what makes him doubly special in my eyes is...
Yo, pop off, king. Scolipede, fucking pop off, king.
Holy mother Christ, shitting in my fat... Oh my...
Okay, yeah, easily, number 1. Absolute fire.
The levels of how good of a mega you need to be to also make the base design a way bigger favorite of mine is just S+ tier. Some more story progress later, the best character duo of Laban and Jacinth being met as well. Eventually, the default team carrier boys and gang got their chance to take on the most obvious Pokemon on paper to get a Mega due to Mega Glalie existing, yet I happen to be slow sometimes, shit happens. I gotta get off those IG reels, man.
Show me yo. Holy mother of Christ, that is... The actual fuck is that? What in the Jack Skellington corpse bride is that? Why you gotta make it more humanoid?
Yeah, okay, so as you saw in the clip, I was not the biggest fan at first. But after looking back on it and making the sprite for it too, it definitely is a much more refined design than Mega Glalie. I still like it more, but Froslass went from an initial D tier to now a B tier. Now, that's just some personal growth right there. But since Dragalge is right next to it, I guess let's just show the sprite and reaction now too.
Let me see it. Oh my... What in the actual... Holy Jesus fucking Christ am I looking at? Are those the eyes on top? No, they are horns, but what the fuck are those like scales? That's... I like the colors.
Now that we beat the best from the duo, Jacinth was left after a pretty fun tournament battle and Zygarde recreating the Walter dog meme perfectly. Though, is Mega Clefable as good as Jasim's battle theme? Of course not. But... Okay, that's sick animation. Okay, Mega Clefable. Holy schmoozle. It looks like... Wait. I just need to confirm something. Does it not? The eyes kind of, like, remind me of... Like, no? I see it. Okay, as a Wigglytuff enjoyer, I'm mad it didn't get it instead, but even with that in mind... Actually, I was going to lie about it being in B, but I'm ride or die. We Wigglytuff it out and put it in C-. Instead, how about it's time for me to tackle Starmie? And is it as bad as I heard it? Oh. Is that Patrick Star? It's literally just fucking Starmie but standing on two legs. What the fuck, bro? It's so fucking ridiculous. Literally like a fucking sleep paralysis demon. What? Once again, I started out as not the biggest fan. Probably like many. But goddamn, did Twitter make me pull a complete 180 for this design. Sprites pretty standard, but all the charming exudes in the game and the memes? Yeah, not even close to F. Same as my Patreon with exclusive content and posts. Okay, yeah, F-tier plug, you're right. However, as I was getting close to the endgame and finding the final opponent for the rank A spot, there instead was the encounter with the worst new Mega. New Pyroar. I mean, new Mega. I mean, technically still new Pyroar. Okay, I want to see it fucking go crazy. Go stupid, go crazy. Oh, so it's just basically a mix of both. That's fucking lazy. Nah, that's the worst one. Yes, I know that the main is kanji for Blaze, but that doesn't mean that the execution doesn't suck. I don't even think the sprite was able to save it, so here comes the F-bomb. But with that, I was now in the endgame, where the remaining starters, Floette and Zygarde was left. Starting with...
I can't believe you got me down to my last Pokemon.
Redemption of the Century, come on my Emboar. Be fire. I mean, you are fire, but like, you get what I mean. Hell yeah! I think that's better than Mega Meganium. Is it like Dynasty Warrior, like King, like something? King? I don't know, my issue. What? I'm yapping. Now, I already said Meganium was the best pick, but that doesn't mean the others can't nudge close to it. Well, Emboar at least. Honestly, if you'd ask me what would be needed to be fixed for Emboar to be better, I wouldn't have a solid answer, but the Mega found a solution for me instead. So for that witchcraft, I think this suits it. Entering the climax right after, next was the obvious Mega Floette that's as obvious as Zygarde getting one later, but for now, let's just look at them both back to back.
Mega Evil!
Big staff? I'm thinking big staff. Big flower. Holy shit, that looks like an umbilical cord. Wait, that's the split open tower that was in X and Y. Where? Okay, besides the umbilical cord, that's sick. At the pebble. It's his Mega Stone! Okay, Mega. Yes. Jaw. Okay, jaw across the floor. Okay, yeah. Optimus Prime. Holy... How the fuck am I gonna draw that as a sprite? And after experiencing one of the best Pokemon climaxes ever in the franchise, and remembering in the middle of the voiceover that I forgot to make the Scrafty, the follow-up was obvious. Umbilical cord flower and Hindenburg Megas as sprites. But following the ending and 8.5 out of 10 rating for the game and tier list placements, we still have one Mega left. Mega. The fuck is that? You get a V on your tummy. Oh! Did I see that correctly? Do the thing. Oh, okay, now. Okay, the idle pose is hella whack when he does the attack. Not as cool. Yep, glad this was left as last. Look, it's been bullied plenty as looking like it has a toilet lid on top, but Game Freak seriously doesn't do it justice. You almost had it with the attack animation, like come on guys. So I decided to represent that in the sprite. Either way, the missed potential just added on for me and resulted in a D+. Either way, the final ranking for them kinda looks like this, and some sprites kind of ended up having no loop break animations due to, no surprise, burnout creeping out with me making 1 or 2 sprites each day. Though, I'm just glad it's over. Okay, so basically, I just about finished all the sprites. Of course, Pokemon drops
the Mega Dimension trailer. And would you look at that? It's already 2 spoilers. Mega Excalibur and honestly, very fire pick Mega Chimecho.
Okay, fine, whatever. I'd actually write out a full segment for the 2, but I want to finish this before even more drops. So, Mega Chimecho, love the fella and love the Mega, but it hurts to know that it probably won't ever get a new evolution. Or maybe Megas can follow the G-Max route? We still don't know. Nonetheless, an A from me and a sprite for D. As for Mega Excalibur, yeah, I guess it looks more like a complete design, and no duh, its name is literally Back and Excalibur, so no wonder it got a big sword through the body. That's neat. But of course, all of this sprite creation had a small extra reason behind it. No, not making indirect assets for other people's shorts. In fact, it was to prepare for my Pokidoku puzzle. Since making animated sprites for the new Megas was my main gimmick this past month, I decided to make a puzzle around the ones that stood out to me the most in terms of spriting experiences. And of course, Megapsol. On paper, I'd say cause it's the first Mega scene in ZA, but it's just cool. Go try the puzzle, fellas. Okay, now that's the final list. Seeing how this went, I think I'll just say to be continued and add a question mark just so I have both bases covered. Hope you liked them and the video too. See ya, fellas.